Hey guys, still here. Doesn't. So I was just talking about blockchain. So pretty. I love Florida weather. We had some rain plow through here not too long ago. Wasn't that much. So we were talking about blockchain and crypto, and I told you the basics of it pretty much. Now I want to talk about the actual money that's kind of behind it and what it's doing, because that's pretty interesting as well. So at the peak, I didn't actually check the peak. When Bitcoin was at like 60,000 and Ether was at like 4,500 per token, I didn't actually check how much money was invested in all of crypto, but I had to imagine it was close to $2 to $3 trillion, because I checked maybe a week or so ago, and the amount of money that's still in crypto after it's been nose diving down is about $1.6 trillion in the crypto market. In the peak of 2017, we had just hit 1 trillion when Bitcoin hit a peak of $20,000. The market had just hit $1 trillion of money in there. And it's just, that's a lot of money, right? And where does it go when the market goes into a bear market? It's crazy. It's a lot of money. $1.6 trillion just on average. So what happens? So when the market starts peaking, people that know and are in the know and have invested are going to be starting to sell at that peak. And everyone else who's a small-time investor and just can't really pull out and kind of bought up on the curve on the way up and has just been really hyped and hoping it's just going to keep going higher, those people are not really expecting the big sell-off. And so the investors are selling off at the peak, and the price just kind of nosedives. And what the investors do is, if you sell your cryptocurrency into actual fiat currency, dollars, you have to pay taxes on it. You have to pay capital gains taxes. So it's like 15%, maybe even more percent on your profits that you made. So what people will do, instead of just withdrawing it, is they will either, well, no, they don't either. They either withdraw it, or they put it in another cryptocurrency called USD Tether and other currencies like this. Now, what this cryptocurrency does is strictly keep the price of the US dollar. So it's as if they've like pulled out and gotten into fiat currency, but they're still using a cryptocurrency that's decentralized and is, or I don't know if they're centralized, because they control it so that it has a $1 currency rate. It's I'll have to look into that. But anyways, so it's how you sell your crypto without actually pulling out entirely and going into fiat currency and holding it in a safe place. So people will sell it and keep their tether, is what it's called, or they'll pull out and they'll use that money and pump it into the actual stock market. So what happened when crypto started peaking and peaking and peaking, the stock market wasn't really necessarily responding too well to Joe Biden like initially getting into office. But as crypto peaked and then people sold out, the stock market once again started responding as people started dumping more and more money into the stock market. And I'm just broad generalizing. I'm not saying that the stock market hasn't been good since Biden took place. I'm just saying it wasn't the boominess that everyone was expecting and wanting. Well, and that's partially due to COVID, but whatever, right? So the markets are now feeding into each other. When crypto is doing really well, people are pulling out profits from the actual stock market and Wall Street and putting it into crypto and pumping it up more to hit that peak, and then they'll sell off and put that back into the stock market. So it's feeding into itself and producing these waves, essentially these bull bear market waves in both markets. I don't know what the effect of that is going to be, right? Because for years, people have been saying that cryptocurrency is going to disrupt regular financial markets, and it's going to undermine them just by being, right? Just by being a decentralized currency or a decentralized form of value. It's going to possibly undermine them. And what we're seeing right now is it's I don't know if it's undervaluing them, but they're like, the stock market, they're taking their earnings from there and pumping it into crypto and getting new highs, and then they take those new highs and pump that back into the stock market and get it's, you see that pattern? It's really interesting. I just don't know what's gonna, I'm not an economist kind of mind, so I don't know exactly how to project what that's gonna do into the future, like I am with more along the lines of like ecology, human behavior, and cosmology and stuff like that. Economics isn't really my forte. It's not even a real science, so that's probably why. Anyways, yeah, I just wanted to highlight how, you know, no one is separate from cryptocurrency anymore. Like its effect is now affecting the regular stock market and the regular prices of things, because it's giving people with money even more money and profits to pump back into markets, which gives them more money again, so they have even more money to spend on their luxury goods and whatnot that they want. Meanwhile, most people who don't have tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of dollars that they can just throw into this kind of game, essentially, we're kind of losing out. Small-time investors, if you can invest like 5 to 30 grand into crypto when it's a good time and get those profit yields, that's pretty good. This is some pretty good profits, and that's equivalent to having like a part-time job for the year. If you can get some really good yield, like at 30 grand investment, but if you're not using those kinds of numbers, you're already missing out. And you've got to play a riskier game with like smaller cryptos and hoping that they hit big, and that is way risk, because like I said in the last video, a lot of these are just shell blockchains, and they don't have any value to them. They're not going anywhere. They're just riding on the hype of Bitcoin, and they have a good advertisement, you know, that they get people to buy into, like Dogecoin does. They've been selling ads like crazy, but Dogecoin is a really bad blockchain. There's no value in it. The owners even admitted it years back that it was just, you know, a meme. Anyways, yeah, that's about the basics of the market, and that's about as much as I can really say on it. So hope you guys got some value out of it. Hope you guys enjoyed the little ramble. I'll see you guys in the next one. Comment, like, those things. Take care.